Hello, my name is Teo Gorson, and today I'll be showing how to do an oil change on a Ford 250 XL from 1987. What you're first going to want to do is to identify your dipstick, which is typically going to either be in yellow, orange, or sometimes green color. Here on this cart, it's going to be found right there, and it's yellow colored. We're going to pull that out and we're going to go and check the oil. This one is actually bone dry, so not really much we can do with that. So we're just going to put that right back in there. But typically you would first of all examine the oil and then rub the dipstick onto one of your cleaner rags to get all the excess oil off, and then examine that rubbed off oil for any debris that may be in it, such as metal shavings from the engine or pieces of dirt. The next thing we are going to do is to get underneath the car and find our oil pan and our drain plug. This right here is our oil pan, and we will want to loosen this bolt right here to drain any oil out. As I mentioned before, there is currently no oil in this car, so we will not be doing that. Instead, we'll be just rubbing it a little bit to get any excess oil off. But typically you would use a universal, or sometimes called a combination wrench, that will have many different heads to loosen one of these. The next thing we will be looking for would be our oil filter, which is right here. Now this one was very recently installed, so there's nothing we're going to need to do with this one either. But typically an oil filter will have, or a used oil filter will have some information from the last oil change, such as the amount of miles on the odometer, which tells us how many miles that this oil has traveled or been in the engine for, when it was installed, and who installed it, as well as typically what type of oil was used, if they did not use the one that was instructed to be used in the manual. Now, I'm not sure if this one has any writing on it. I can't see any from my view, but we can see that there's a bit of excess oil in it as well, so we're gonna go and wipe that off.